The desert wind howled across the Martian plateau as Jackson wiped grease from his hands, squinting at the smoking wreckage before him. The sleek alien vessel had carved a trench half a kilometer long before coming to rest against a rocky outcrop. Its hull shimmered with scales, actual scales, that rippled like living metal in the afternoon sun. "Hello?" Jackson called out, approaching cautiously. "Anyone alive in there?" A hatch hissed open and his breath caught. The being that emerged was magnificent and terrifying in equal measure. She stood nearly 8 feet tall, her body covered in iridescent scales that shifted from deep crimson to gold. Wings, tattered and sparking with damaged circuitry, folded against her back. Her eyes, vertical slits of molten amber, fixed on him with predatory intensity. "Human," she said, her voice carrying harmonics that made his teeth ache. "My vessel requires assistance." Jackson had seen many aliens during his 5 years as a freelance mechanic on Mars, but never a Draconi. They were the enforcers of the Galactic Union, ancient and powerful. Most humans went their entire lives without meeting one. "I'm Jackson," he said, forcing his voice steady. "I can take a look, but I'm not familiar with Draconi tech. Your species has a reputation for improvisation." The word dripped with skepticism. "The navigation matrix has failed. I must reach the settlement within 3 hours." Jackson climbed into the ship, marveling at the organic technology that seemed to breathe beneath his touch. The Draconi watched him with unnerving stillness, her clawed hands folded before her. "What's your name?" he asked, tracing the burnt-out circuits. A pause. "Anna." "Well, Anna, your problem isn't the matrix, it's the power coupling. Looks like you took a micrometeorite hit." He pulled out his portable kit. "I can bypass the damaged section and reroute through the secondary systems. It'll get you there, but it won't be pretty. Functionality is sufficient." For the next 2 hours, Jackson worked in focused silence. Anna observed him with those unsettling eyes, occasionally asking questions about human engineering philosophy. Jackson found himself explaining how humans built redundancy into everything, how they planned for failure because they'd learned the universe was hostile. "Your species prepares for defeat," Anna observed. "We prepare to survive it," Jackson corrected, connecting the final wire. "There's a difference." As he worked, Anna's posture gradually relaxed. She asked about his life on Mars, about why he'd left Earth. Jackson found himself talking more than he intended, explaining how he'd come to the frontier to escape the bureaucracy of Earth, to build something with his own hands. "The settlement authorities have been breathing down my neck lately," he admitted, sealing the access panel. "Some regulation violation about unlicensed repairs. I've got a hearing tomorrow with some Galactic Union judge. Probably going to lose my license." Anna's expression became unreadable. "I see. Try it now," Jackson said, climbing down. The ship hummed to life, systems glowing with renewed energy. Anna's wings spread slightly, the damaged sections now carefully folded. "Your work is adequate," she said, which Jackson suspected was high praise from a Draconi. "What compensation do you require?" Jackson shrugged. "Buy me a drink sometime. I've always wanted to know what Draconi consider good alcohol." For the first time, Anna's scaled lips curved into something that might have been a smile. "Perhaps." She reached into the ship and produced a small crystalline card. "If you require assistance, present this." Before Jackson could respond, she'd climbed back into her vessel. The ship rose smoothly, its repaired systems holding. Within seconds, it was a glinting speck against the rust-red sky. The next morning, Jackson stood in the sterile courtroom, his stomach churning. The prosecutor, a bureaucratic centaurian with too many eyes, was reading off violations with obvious relish. Unlicensed repairs, unauthorized modifications, deviation from approved protocols. Each charge carried fines that would bankrupt him. "And now," the prosecutor announced smugly, "the Honorable Judge Anna Kethrax will render judgment." Jackson's blood turned to ice as the door opened. Anna entered in full judicial regalia, her scales now etched with glowing runes of authority. Those amber eyes met his, and for a moment, Jackson saw something flicker there. Recognition. Consideration, perhaps even amusement. She took her seat. Wings spreading in a display of absolute authority, the courtroom fell silent. "I have reviewed the charges," Anna said, her voice resonating through the chamber. "The prosecution claims the defendant shows disregard for proper procedures and protocols." Jackson's heart sank. He was finished. However, Anna continued, and that word hung in the air like a lifeline. This court also has access to the defendant's complete work history: 372 repairs, 0 catastrophic failures, 47 emergency rescues credited to his modified equipment. His violations consist entirely of making systems work better than their original specifications. The prosecutor's multiple eyes blinked in confusion. Anna leaned forward, her gaze piercing. The human species did not reach the stars by following protocols. They arrived by making impossible things work through determination, creativity, and, as I recently witnessed, the willingness to help stranded travelers without thought of reward or consequence. She raised one clawed hand. All charges dismissed. Furthermore, I'm authorizing a special license for innovative repair techniques. Mr. Jackson's methods should be studied, not punished. The gavel fell with finality. As the courtroom erupted in confusion, Anna caught Jackson's eye. That slight curve of her lips returned, and she inclined her head fractionally, a gesture of respect between equals. Jackson grinned. Sometimes the universe rewarded kindness in unexpected ways. Later that evening, a bottle appeared at his workshop door. Inside swirled liquid that glowed like captured starlight. A note written in elegant script: 1 drink as promised. May your repairs always hold and your compassion remain unbroken. A Jackson laughed, opened the bottle, and toasted the Martian sunset. Humanity's greatest strength had never been their technology. It was their refusal to let the universe make them cruel. And sometimes, just sometimes, the universe noticed.